Hey there! So we are live again over here at Heather's Hobby Haven, and today we are going to be doing this Illustrated Faith I Am Devotional Kit, and we are going to be working on day 5. So I really love these kits. My favorite part, I guess, is the devotional booklet that comes in here because it gives you a starting point because I'm not very good at deciding what I want to do. So that helps me have a jumping off point. But these kits come with a bunch of cool stuff in here. And this month's kit is new. They've changed the format. So if you'd like to see all about that, head over to the store blog. And there's a post. I think I posted about it earlier in the week. But this new kit's called Perseverance. And I have a link for you to go get that and they're 25% off. So use coupon code thank you and you can have 25% off of that. And you can find all about the new kits, how they've reformatted them. They used to have, this is a 14-day kit devotional, and now they do a 4-day one or one a week. So I think that's going to work out perfect for us because we can do one a week here together on our channel. So I'm going to put this over here because I'm actually not going to use anything in my packet. So day 5, we are going to be working on 1 John chapter 3 verse 1. So that's what we're going to do today. So let's find that. See, I marked it with my marker so I wouldn't forget. And I remembered to bring a book so I could put it underneath of my page or underneath my book here because it's way in the back of the Bible, so it kind of tips over here. We don't want that to happen. But our verse today is, "See what great love the Father has lavished on us, that we should be called children of God, and that is what we are. The reason the world does not know us is that it did not know him." So I'm going to base my illustrations on that I'm a child of God. So that's what I'm going to do today. Hi, Dee. Thanks for joining me. So in my little devotional, I didn't know because I don't know what I'm ever going to do when I come, and I kind of need to practice a little bit. So I did a little example of what I'm going to do in my Bible just so I could try it out first. As if it looked really terrible, I wouldn't want to put it in my Bible, and I don't want to wing it that much. I'm pretty good at winging it, but I have to have some kind of idea. So that's what we're going to do. So first thing I did is I went to, for my ideas, I grabbed my phone and I go to my browser and I type in here child of God into my search bar, and oops, and it brought up a bunch of pictures of stuff that you could use as inspiration. So I used this picture here as my inspiration picture, the little hand right here. So what I did is I took it and I printed it out. I converted it first into a pencil drawing, and then I erased all the outside, and then I went over the outside lines with a Sharpie so that I could see them a lot better. So I have some kind of idea of what I'm going to do there. So first off, we're going to prep our page. I always prep my page because I don't want it to go through to the other side. So for that, I am going to use this clear gesso and my little distress dauber thing. And I like to shake it, and then I kind of fling it down towards the lid so that when I take the lid off, there's a big blob of it right here in the lid. So then I'm going to pick some up, and I'm going to wipe the page off because I shook a bunch of stuff from the lid on there. So I'm going to spread that. I give it a couple of coats. I'm going to go right down the center here, and then wipe out. Nothing too fancy. So there's coat 1. So I dry it because I don't want to wait. You can let it dry by itself and then go, but I never have time for that. Even when I'm not doing a video, I dry it right away. I'm impatient. And I kind of, when I'm drying it, I kind of tug a little bit on the paper, not too much because I don't want to rip it, but just enough to give it a little bit of straightening. Okay, and then we'll give it a second coat. And I do 2 coats just so in case I missed a spot, I'm less likely to have a big gap. I think maybe this time I'll go, someone said it was okay to go one way the first time and then go the opposite direction the next time, and it did a little bit more of a better coverage. I'm gonna try that. Okay. And then after you're done putting it on your page, you want to wash the end of this here so that it doesn't get all dried up. So I'll do that later. But if you leave it on there, it'll be all hard and tacky, so you don't want to do that. So we wash that. Okay, let's dry. So Dee, what page are you working on? Are you working on day 5 too, or have you got ahead of me? I really like this heat tool. It gets hot, but it's not really noisy. Ooh, day 6. Good job. I've done day 6. So I'm working on next. After this, I'm working on, let's see. I did day 6, so I could show you what it looked like. And then day 7 is already on the same page that we did for day 4. So I just read it, and then I'm going to skip that day. So the next day I'm going to do is day 8, which is Romans 5:8. So just so you know, we already did that page. I filled it all up. So, okay, so next I'm going to use my masking fluid to mask off my my verse, just in case I get wild. I don't plan on going clear down here, but just in case, I'll put it on. I don't want it to go over that. I like to leave my verse without junk all over it. And it goes on blue, and then it just, after it dries, you want it to be, it'll be tacky. And I'm going to go ahead and just make it a straight line. So let's go all the way over to the end here. Make it a little bit wider. I've learned that it kind of, I don't make it wide enough, and then I tend to have no room. So I'm learning my lesson. Make it a little bit wider. Okay, and then I dry that. And I don't want to dry it too much. I don't want it to, excuse me, I don't want it to scorch it or melt it to the page, but just dry it. A little dry. Okay. Then I'm going to take my picture, and I have a piece of graphite paper, and I also printed it out so I could see where the shadows are when I get to coloring it, so I won't mess that up. We're going to take this, and I want it up towards the top of my page here on the top. Let's go, like, bring it down a little bit. Because I always make my hand go up more. So then I'm going to take a pencil, and I'm just going to go over the lines. And let me make sure it's actually going on the page. And it is, but not very good. So let me go back up this way. Let me check it. Maybe I have the paper the wrong way. No, I don't think so. Maybe I just sharpened my pencil too much. Nope, it's just the way it is. Okay, so I'm just going to trace my image. Let's see how it's doing. Okay. You just want to go around every line. Oops, not like that. I guess it helps if I went from right to left instead of trying to do it the back of the way. Yeah, work our way over here to this side. All right, let me see here what we got going. Okay, let me see. That looks pretty good over there. Look over here. I think I'll do a little bit more down here on the bottom. I just didn't do a very good job doing this one here. I need to press a little bit harder, I guess. Okay, I think that looks pretty good, so we're gonna go with that. So we got a little bit of an outline there, like so. Now, we are going to, for this time for water painting, I'm going to use this Prima Pastel Dreams. And I could not find this on Amazon, so sorry I couldn't list that. And then I also am going to use the Classics. And I like this one because it's got, the Classics has the black, gray, and white I'm going to use. And then the Pastel Dreams has a little bit, I'm going to use this little bit of a peachy pink color there. So if you have another paint that's kind of peachy pink, that will work perfect. I have my paper towel. I have a couple of brushes. So I have a number, and I just picked these up at my local art supply store. They're nothing fancy, but it's a number 6 and a 0. And then I have my little eyedropper to put water on my container, on my inks, my watercolors. And then I have a couple of containers of water, one for clear and one for washing it off. And when I was getting those out, I was wishing I had ice cream. Okay, let's move this over here. All right, so I start out by putting a little bit of water onto my palettes. So let's do that. And I'll do this pink one. All of this over here now. Get that wet. And I have a plate right here. It's my paint palette. This is what I'm going to use. I picked this up at a dollar store. It's for $1, you know, we can put paint on it. Okay, so I'm not sure if I'm going to use this 0 one, but so I'm going to put that away. But I know I'm going to use this. So what I'm going to do is, let me see, move some stuff over here a little bit so you can maybe put more stuff in the screen. Okay, maybe a little bit more. And I also have my paper towel, so let's put that over here. I got quite a mess going on here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my paint palette, and I'm going to put some of my white paint on there. Let's grab that, and I'm just going to blob it onto my plate. That's a technical term, blob it. And I'm going to try to wipe off some of that paint onto the plate because I don't want to waste it. Okay, and then let's pick up some gray. And again, we'll wipe that on here. I didn't get enough water on there, evidently. Let's put a little bit more. Okay. And then we'll pick up some black. And we're not going to need much of that, so we'll just put a little dab. That. And then our pink. And then if we need more, we will get some more. Because, you know, I just wing it around here. We don't, oops, I spilled paint out here. Sorry about that. Still got this stupid cold. Okay, so I'm going to start out with my white here. And I'm going to put a little dab of this gray in here. But it's going to make it a little bit darker. I don't want it to be white white. Off-white color going here. Light gray. Okay, so then I'm just going to use that to color my spots. And I'm not too worried about that line because I'm going to color over that. I'm going to draw over it with a pen later. And I was going to do some flowers because I couldn't I didn't think of anything. I thought of this earlier in the week, the hand, and it seemed a little too complicated to work up in the hour I was giving myself to come up with something. And then my husband came upstairs and he's like, you could, why aren't you doing that hand? So he talked me into it. And we're just giving all this a base coat. Sometimes you just don't know what you're going to do when you sit down. That's why I like Google. You can type your verse into the search bar and it will give you a bunch of examples or pictures and stuff like that that you can look at. Okay, there's that. Okay, so I'm going to need more white. Tell already. So let's just grab some more of that. Okay. So let's dry this. Now I'm going to add a little bit of pink because I want to make this child's hand pinker, just so there's a little bit of difference. I'm going to add a little bit of pink in here. Have some water. I don't know if I want it to be that pink. Let's put a little bit of gray in there. Okay, we'll try that. Okay. So I'm going to paint inside of his hand. And then we'll go up here and do the fingers. And I'm going to leave his nails. I'm not going to paint his nails pink. I'm thinking I'm going to make those a little bit more white. And my brush is getting dry, so I'm going to get some water on there. Okay. All right, so let's work over here on this. So let's do a little bit of gray. Dilute this a little bit. We don't want it to be that dark. Let's go, this hand's going down and underneath. So let's go along this line. And because you got the gesso on there, it doesn't always go exactly up to the line like you would like. I actually thought about doing my page without prepping it, but that was too scary. I should have just done it. And then over here, this is not the child's hand. It's a shadow from his finger. And then we got a knuckle. I forgot they's got a little fingernail right there, so I better not put paint on that. Let me wipe that off a little bit. And then this is going to be in shadow where his hand is coming down on the child's arm. And let's do a little dab over here on this finger. Okay. So far, so good. Okay. Let's see. Let's add a little bit more. We're going to have to darken it up still a little bit more. Let's do a little dab more up in here. Blend that down a little bit. And then we got his wrist. And let's do a little more pink in there. That looks like a hot mess. Okay, let me grab a little bit more of my gray here. And I'll add a dab of my black. Darken it up. Let's see if we can add a little bit more dark up in here. Okay. Well, working right along here. Let's see. A little bit more of this gray going on in here. Let's see if I can soften this edge just a little bit. We don't want it to be quite so drastic. One thing about the gesso too, if you put it on here, it kind of allows you to rub the paint around a little bit more. Trying to remember what that was. My finger over here, I think, needs a little bit more color. Okay. I think I like that. Let's see. Dab a little spot there. Okay, let's see if we can soften this right here just a little bit. I'm just going to use some water to kind of spread the paint around a little bit and soften some of these little edges. Okay, there we go. How does that look? Does it look like a hand? What do you think, Dee? Does it look like anything yet? Looks kind of messy. Okay, let's see here. Let me grab a little bit more white. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we can add a little bit of more pink color up here on top of these fingers. Maybe kind of define them up here, separate them a little bit. Let me dab all the water off my brush and kind of dab it along this line. And then this finger's kind of crooking down. Let's give that a little bit more dark around here. See if we can define it between the fingers and this. And what are we gonna do with these nails? Let's see if we can do just a little bit of maybe white with a little dab of pink that's right here. Little kids' nails are not very big. Have a little bit more white on here. I don't know about this color right here. This is kind of distracted. Maybe it needs a little bit more pink on there. Whoa, that's a lot of pink. Let's see if we can wipe this around just a little bit. It's looking a little purple. Let's bring this. Okay, now it's not looking quite so purple. Nope, I used it all up, Dee. I used up all the... So I'm going to put it back on when I do my... I'm going to do my Sharpie pen and put it back on there. Because it's getting lost in there too. But we'll put the pin on there and we'll see if that... And then we'll see if we need to put more color on there. Let's see if we can get rid of this little blob right here, though. I don't like that. Dry. Okay. So let's put our... I'm going to use... I brought the Illustrated Faith pens in, but they aren't waterproof, so let's do the Sharpie pen. Move some of this stuff so I don't accidentally put my arm in there. Make sure my Sharpie pen's working. So let's go... Make sure this is dry. And give it back, put our outline back on. And remember, because you have the gesso on there, it's not going to be kind of, gesso makes it kind of squishy. Slick, I guess, what I want to say. Okay, so then we're going to go down here and we have his little wrist. Coming in. And we're going to have our arm. Like this. And then let's go. And this is a knuckle, so we're going to go right along here. And we got to put his nail on. Let's bring this like this. Okay. And then up here, a couple little lines. And then he's got a little crease right here. This, uh-oh. I touched that. Uh-oh, here comes the children. No, I'm not done. What are you doing? You have to go downstairs and play with...
Up here to check on me.
Yes, you don't need to check on me. You're supposed to be downstairs helping Dad while I do the video.
I'm up here.
Okay, so now you can go back downstairs and help Daddy.
What are you making?
I'm coloring on to the fingernails. Okay, go help Daddy finish making dinner. And then...
And what did you say, Dad?
And then we're gonna go around like this. And uh-oh, my pin's decided it doesn't want to work. Oh, there we go. Well, at least Mr. Hobby Haven collected them without screaming. That was impressive. So I put my finger in the paint, so I got a little bit of paint right here, but that's okay. We'll fix that. I even messed it over here. So you gotta, when you do your paint, do it this way. I should have known better. Yeah, we have Lexi and Natalie here today. She wanted to come over last night, so she ended up here. And so this is the first time she's been here when we do videos. So of course, when they get them together, they don't want to listen. So, y'all know how that goes. Okay, so there. Now, let's see, we've got our knuckle right here. So let's do a couple of little lines. Right in there so it doesn't look so silly. And then over here, we're going to go up and let's do a line. My pen's decided not to work. It gets all that junk on there and then it doesn't want to work anymore. So okay, so there's a little bit. How does that look? Okay, so now let's go back and see if I can fix some of this up here with my mess that I made. I think it's now I've got the lines on there, so I don't want to get them, I don't want to put too much on there because it'll cover up my line again. Let's do like this. We can always go over the lines again to kind of straighten those out. Whoops. Oh, maybe I should have blasted it with my heat tool. Let's do that. I'm not too sure about this pink here. Let's see. Whoops, let's turn this off. Okay, let's see what we can do with this spot I made a mess of right here. I guess I should probably put some in this little spot right here. What's this? That, I'm assuming, is supposed to be a finger, so let's put that up there. Okay, I'm kind of liking that, so I'm just going to stop messing with it before I completely mess it up. Because, you know, I would keep fiddling with it, and that's probably not a good idea. So there is my hand. Let me see here. Let's put some of this line back on, because evidently didn't like that pen the pen did not like that watercolor on it. It's supposed to be permanent, but I forgot to hit it with my P tool. Uh-oh. It's not dry right there. I got a little bit more paint on there, so that kind of makes it my pen glide a little bit better. I'm going to remember to pick my hand up off the paper this time. Oh, it's wet right there too. Okay, we're gonna have to still make that a little bit darker, so let's get... Not drying very well. Hmm. Alrighty. And I so far haven't managed to get any down here on my area. All right, so there is my hand. So now I want to let me shut up some of these little boxes so I don't have to worry about dropping them or spilling them anywhere. I want to add, whoops, not that. This verse that says, I am a child of God. And this font here is called Alexandria. And then this one was Sweet Lily, in case you want to look for those. I'm going to put that over here. Look, I still got some stuff right there. Let's see if we can wipe that off. Nope, we're stuck with it. Okay. That's all right. It adds character. Okay, so I'm going to do this up here. Let's go it right about. See if I can get it even. So how about right here? And I'm not going to do any more water stuff on here, so I'm going to use my Illustrated Faith pen because I didn't run over anything with it. And I'm just going to trace my words. And I'm not a hand letterer, so this is me hand lettering. Maybe someday, if I have time, that would be something I would like to learn. Put it on my practice. Things I want to do. Okay. This one is a little bit thicker. And I picked this one because it was a little more whimsical for child. I had a stamp set all picked out and I didn't think it would fit because I was going to do child the long way. And I didn't think that that would fit on there, so I decided that this would be the next best thing. Whoops, I smeared it a little bit there. Uh-oh. Okay. See if we can do a little better on this one. Whoops. Uh-oh. I'm gonna make it a little bit wider over here. There we go. Here, we got our words on there. So, there is all my stuff. Oh, and I forgot, we want to put the day. I'd like to put the day on there. So today's the 27th. I'm going to put that. Down here, so we know. And then we can erase this. I didn't even need that on there. But better to be safe than sorry. And this stuff is like super. I love this stuff. So there is our page. And I think I'm just going to leave it like that. I like it. Something new, something different. So let's see, and I'm going to go ahead and just put this piece of paper in here because I don't want it to, when I shut it, I don't want it to get on the page next to it until it's made sure it's dry. So that was day 5. Oops. Let me show you day 6. So here is my day 6, which was Ephesians 1:11 through 12, chosen. And the devotional was about he chose you and things that you can do. So I use this girl, and this is a Mo's digital pencil image, and I've colored her with my Copics on Dina 80-pound cardstock, and then cut her out and stuck her in there with adhesive. So I love my Copics, and I really miss them. So that makes me very happy, this little page. That's that. Sorry. And then I'm going to work on this one next, and I've already picked out a girl that's praying, and she's got a little puppy that are going to be on here. So I'm going to do that one the very next time. So next week, we will work on the Perseverance kit that is available over at Daysprings now. If you would like to head over and get it, they're having a sale for 25% off, and we can work on that next week. If you have ideas that you would like to include, email me at heathershobbyhaven@hotmail.com, and I will try to fit those in. And, you know, I can use ideas. I don't know about you, but I can always use some ideas for what we want to do. So I hope you had fun watching me do my Bible journaling. It's been an adventure, and like I said, I love the devotionals because I don't know where to start. So they give me something to look at and get a jump off point from. If you have a question, leave me a comment down in the comments if you're watching it later, and I will make sure to get back to you. I will put a link to all the supplies I use down in the description box also. And if you're watching this a little bit later, hopefully I've changed the thumbnail. I'll go take a picture of my page after it's dried and change the thumbnail for the video so it looks better than what I put up there for a temporary thing. So thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next Thursday at 7:30 Pacific time for another day of Bible journaling. Have a great night. Bye.